Hi, this is Dan from AppToolWorks. Today we're going to talk about the website dashboard for the Flatzap photo management system and to go through each feature of the dashboard to fully explain all the capabilities of the service. We're going to start off by the initial home view, which is of all the users in the company. And what you're going to see is you're going to see by username, first name, the role of the user. Super admin is the creator of the account. The administrators are able to see everything within the account, and users are only able to see the captures that they've done personally. Also has the email, the image count, the storage for each user, which comes under a unified storage for the company, and the most recent capture. Also over here you can see the view to look at details for each location for each user. Also you can edit a user, which allows you to pull up a very easy dialog box and edit any of the information from username, password, or the user role. You also have the ability to archive a user. I'll just take just a second to talk about the archiving feature. So if someone, for example, leaves a company, you can actually archive that user. It will move that user into this archive folder on the menu, which makes the information still available, but yet not in your full initial list here. So oftentimes if someone leaves a company, you don't want to have them in the full list here, but you do want to have the information stored. This allows you to do that. The archive location allows you to archive specific locations. For example, if a project is complete, but yet you still want to keep all the images that were captured during the work, you can archive the location and move it from an active user's account into the archive account, still making it fully available if needed. You also can delete a user as well from this visibility here. Now, if we go into the specific user account, what we'll do is, let's look at this one here. It has 2,400 images, and under William Smith. The one thing that I think is important to note is how quickly it came up. With over 2,000 images under this user's account, there was no latency in displaying the images or bringing up the details of this user's account. All of it came up very, very quickly. It starts off with the location name. Now, this name by default is the address, but also can have a custom name assigned to it. Very easy to change that either on the app or on the dashboard. Then it shows the radius. The default for this account was set at 800 feet. You have the ability to set that default at whatever radius that you'd like, but then some of them have been customized as well. So, and then there's a thumbnail for that particular location, the most recent capture, date and time, the image count for that location that shows how many images were captured at that location, the storage amount for that location, and then just some additional information as well. So now, and then once again, you can archive this location using the archive icon. If we look at this particular location, what it's going to show you is it's going to bring up all of the image captures done at this location by date and time, and there'll be thumbnails for each one. And then you can just see it just goes down and just shows a whole history of all the image captures at that location. There are a number of items that you can do from these from this thumbnail view, this summary. You can download specific images. You simply select them, and then you can download images, one or multiple images. You can also upload images. If you have some errant images that are outside the Flatzap system, but are for this job site, you can actually upload those images into this location. If an image, for example, ended up errantly in another location folder, another job folder, for example, you can move it. You can move images between folders very easily using this icon. You can also email images, print images, or delete images. There are a couple other really nice features on here as well. You can change the name of the location. Right now, it's defaulted to the address, but you could create a custom name. For example, a job site or a store number, and then that would change not only on the dashboard, but also on the app as well. There are a couple sharing features on this view that are very helpful as well. The ability to select multiple images and share those through a public link is available using the share feature. You simply copy this, paste this into a text message or email, and the user can click on that link without being a registered user and see the images. Also, you can send an email using the same link, and this email is just formatted in a way that tells the receiver that they've received information from you regarding some images. The other thing that you can do is you can do what we call live link, which you can send another public link. This link's a little bit different because what it does is it's an active link that will show all the images captured at the location even after the link is sent. So it's a dynamic link that's updated in real time. And so, for example, if you had a customer that you wanted to show progression photos throughout the project, they could keep this link and they could go back to it time and again and see updated images or the full history of images through this public link. And once again, this one you can send as an email as well. Now that is the visibility from the individual location. Now, when you look at this and you can also take and you can look at the full image of any of these thumbnails. And this one was a verification of some material delivery or material color, and from the full image, you can draw on the image, you can text, you can crop, resize, you can do a number of different things from an editing standpoint of this image. You can also add a note to the image, and it already has a note in here. You can download that note separately, but it's also attached to the image. It also has a information icon that shows you the name, who captured, date and time of capture, and size of the image, but really date and timestamps every image. You can download an individual image to your hard drive. You can email, print, or delete an individual image as well. Now, if we go back to the thumbnails, you can see there's a small icon on here that shows that there's a note attached to this image. From the field, using the mobile application, the mobile user can also add an audio note, which would also appear in the back office on the dashboard. At this location, you would be able to click on that and play the audio, or see the text message as well. So if we go back to the home page and we continue to look at the additional features here, over on the menu side, you can organize your users by groups. For example, in this case, a production team, a sales team, and then you can view all the images by those groups. You also can look at images that you've captured. These are specific images to this particular account holder. You also can look at all locations, which shows every location in the company. In this case, there's over 6,000 images being displayed. And from here, it will show who captured the image, the data capture, and the location of the capture. You can download specific images from here. You can also share specific images from here. You can email, you can move between folders, print, or you can delete. You also have a very strong search functionality where even a partial address or a partial name will bring up the results and will search all 6,000 images in this particular account. And so this is a very popular view to be able to get a full visibility of the entire company's image collection. We went through archive users, archive locations. We're going to take just a minute to talk about created locations. What happens is, we'll go back to the home page here. When you add a location from the dashboard, now typically locations are added in the field from the app. The first image captured with the app at a new location will create a location folder, and any subsequent images will go into that location folder at that location. But you also have the ability to create a location in advance of a user visiting a job site from the dashboard. And that's what you would be able to do using this feature. And then basically you'd enter the address. You could enter a radius around it. You also could just move the radius based with your mouse, or if you're on a tablet, your finger, and you could increase the size of the radius. You could also create a custom name, and you also can select the number of users that this location will appear in. You could select all the users in the company, or you could select specific users, and the location would be available for those users. Then you would just save this location. What's going to happen is that location is not going to have any images in it because you're creating it from the dashboard, but it will reside here. Now you can upload images from your hard drive into a location that's created here, and then once you do that, then it will appear in the general list of all locations. Or the first time an image is captured in the field at that location, it will move up to the all locations or under specific users, whoever captured the image. When we talk, just a couple more things, we talk about to purchase additional users. It's very simple. You just go over here to add users, add the number of users, and then confirm that. And then what will happen is these user slots will appear at the bottom, and then you just go into those user slots and you just fill in the information, add the role, user administrator, and then this will send an email with an instruction and a link to the app to that particular user automatically. And so that's how that's done. The last thing we're going to go over is the account information, and in this case we're logged in as a super administrator, so we'll have not only their information but the company information, the time zone for the account, and also billing information is included as well. And that will conclude the full explanation of the Flatzap Photo Management System account dashboard. You can see it's very robust with lots of features and lots of ability to see a lot of detail in the way that the images were captured in the field. Thank you.